We've been hearing from Donald Trump and Trump's kids and Trump's associates and Trump's advisors and Trump's attorneys and Trump's dog walker, dentist and barber. Anybody who we've heard from says Trump didn't do business with Russia. He didn't want to do business with Russia. There were no connections to business with Russia. And it's now been learned, thanks to the Washington Post reporting, that while Donald Trump was running for president, the Trump organization was trying to develop a Trump Tower Moscow. Moscow happens to be in Russia, in case you didn't know. And one of the people involved is Felix Sater, a name that is pretty familiar to us at this point. Developer Felix Sater predicted in a November of 2015 email that he and Trump organization leaders would be celebrating one of the biggest residential projects in real estate history and Donald Trump's election as president. According to two of the people with knowledge of the exchange, Sater wrote to Trump Organization Executive Vice President Michael Cohen something to the effect of, "Can you believe two guys from Brooklyn are going to elect a president?" Sater came from what was then the Soviet Union when he was 6 years old and grew up in Brooklyn. So he's talking about Cohen and himself. Sater himself is quite a character. He served time in jail after assaulting a man with the stem of a broken margarita glass during a 1991 bar fight. But hey, who hasn't done that, right? I mean, we've all been in those situations that escalate and you've got to attack someone with a broken glass. This went as far as to having a letter of intent signed by Donald Trump's company, but they ended up without the permits and the land to move forward with the project. And then the primaries were starting up in January of 2016, and this project for a Trump Tower Moscow was ultimately abandoned. So Trump's story all along has been there's just nothing at all in terms of business with Russia. We already knew that to be false since he did hold that pageant in Russia and his kids were doing business there too, but let's ignore that for now. And now we've learned that a project fell through, which led to Trump not doing this project in Russia. There was nothing about Trump's desires that prevented this business with Russia from being done. He was actively pursuing business deals in Russia while campaigning for the presidency of the United States. And the records related to this entire fiasco are going to become part of the various investigations into Trump Russia. The White House was asked to comment on this bombshell from the Washington Post. They declined. Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, was asked to comment about this. He declined. Trump's lawyer's lawyer, Stephen Ryan, said that, hey, Michael Cohen's cooperating with the investigations. And I want to call your attention to something else. Once again, the Trump-Russia blackmail dossier, or the Christopher Steele blackmail file, call it whatever you want, right? One of the assertions of that dossier, a growing list of which have been proven to be true over time, one of the assertions from the Christopher Steele file was that one of the ways Russia was cultivating Trump as a friendly figure to them was with the promise of lucrative real estate deals. And that also appears to be true. But it's all been lie after lie after lie. Here's another example of how this entire thing is riddled with lies from Trump. Remember that interview with the New York Times that Donald Trump did? Must have been maybe 6 weeks ago at this point. There was one point where Trump was asked by both Schmidt and Maggie Haberman, who were in the room with him. Schmidt said, last thing, if Mueller was looking at your finances and your family finances unrelated to Russia, is that a red line? Maggie Haberman came in and said, would that be a breach of what his actual charge is? And Donald Trump said, I would say, yeah, I would say yes. By the way, I would say, I don't. I mean, it's possible that there's a condo or something. So, you know, I sell a lot of condo units and somebody from Russia buys a condo. Who knows? So the implication is there might be some stray real estate sale that was done to someone from Russia because he sells a lot of condos, but that's it. However, according to Reuters, we have now learned that, quote, in the United States, members of the Russian elite have invested in Trump buildings. A Reuters review has found that at least 63 individuals with Russian passports or addresses have bought at least $98.4 million worth of property in 7 Trump-branded luxury towers in southern Florida, according to public documents, interviews, and corporate records. It is all lies. It is all lies, and we're learning more and more about the specifics of those lies every week. Felix Sater may well be the sort of original Trump-Russia connection that led to everything we've seen since. We'll see what else we learned from the Washington Post over the next 24 or 48 hours about this. Today's program is made possible by Tagadab, the hosting specialists, offering a range of flexible hosting packages, including dedicated, VPS, and cloud server options, as well as custom server solutions and UK-based co-location services for your business or project. Tagadab's web hosting services support a wide range of customers and businesses worldwide, including bloggers, tech startups, financial traders, gamers, web developers, and more. And Tagadab has a really user-friendly interface, so you don't have to worry about being super tech savvy. They can automate almost everything you need for total ease of use. They are really proud of their team of expert hosting specialists who are also their support team. 70% of their business comes from repeat orders and recommendations. With a growing number of people interested in moving their businesses and projects to the cloud, Tagadab is currently offering our viewers and listeners a 20 British pound free credit, about 24 US dollars, to all customers signing up to give you a chance to try the service. This is a limited availability offer, first come, first served, for viewers and listeners of the David Pakman Show. To take advantage of it, go to signup.tagadab.com/TDPS and use the offer code TDPS20, all one word, all lowercase, during account registration.